back to my channel, guys. It's me, Irvin, with another anime first impressions. I will be doing these, throwing you guys these first impressions 2-3 times a day. So just try to keep up with me, guys. Right now is going to be Run with the Wind. Run with the Wind is a sport anime that is airing in Crunchyroll. It's being subbed. Not completely sure yet if it's going to be dubbed. I know FUNimation chooses a certain anime. This one seems like could be one of the anime that FUNimation will choose, but I am not completely sure yet. So don't get, don't take that as a confirmation. So, anyways, spoiler alert for those who don't want to get the first episode spoiled. And then my second thing is subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Hit that bell button as well if you want to know when I go live each time I go live. So, thank you so much for all the support. And let me start with the first episode, what it is all about. Essentially, it's a sport drama anime. It's going to be one of those sport ones. We had two big ones in the summer anime lineup that were beach volleyball and Hinabado, which was not tennis, but the other one, Pac-Minton or Pac-Minton, something like that, where it was basically, for the most part, all female protagonist cast. This one is on the flip side. It is an all-male cast, kind of like Free, but not as yaoi as Free. So you have essentially a whole apartment complex, I don't know, dorm room full of guys, 10 of them to be exactly on the number. So the story itself, the episode itself, basically, if you would number the events, how they would happen, it would be 2, 1, 3 in the first episode. What does that mean? They start with the middle portion of the episode, then they go to the beginning part of the episode of how they got to that point, and then they go back to where they left off and finish the story. And that is actually not as confusing when you watch the episode. I'm just kind of describing how it was set up. The other thing is essentially this protagonist is recruiting people to be in a track and team in college level, and he recruits this 10th man who is robbing someone and running, and he sees him run. He's like, wow, he's a runner. So he talks to him, convinces him to be part of the dorm room because he's poor, he needs help, and he says, you know what, I got a place for you to live, and signs the contract. The other people sign the contract as well, and then he finally reveals to them that by signing the contract, they have agreed to be part of the track team of the school, because the dorm room happens to be the track training facility, also track dorm room club. So yeah, now all of them are kind of, none of them knew, let's just say that from the beginning, none of them knew they were going to be part of this track team. So they are now having to be part of this team. That's how the episode essentially ends. And he basically reveals that he's known the guy from before, because he tells him where high school he went to. So the guy that was recruited essentially is probably popular. Not sure to what extent, if he was the best runner in high school or what. But that is just the hints that they gave us. And then the hint to the next episodes are basically him convincing them to make the team. His goal is basically to run this ridiculous big marathon, and they're all right now against it. So out of 10, if you've seen my first impressions before, my reviews, sport anime is not my forte. I don't enjoy it as much. If you haven't noticed yet, I wasn't the biggest sport guy in high school or middle school or any school in that matter. So sport anime doesn't really touch me as much as other anime, like music anime, where, you know, I was big in music in high school and other schools. So the whole drama part, I mean, not so much to it, but it does seem like it's a good setup of a story. They're not hitting the yaoi portion of the story as you would expect, you know, an all-male cast. So out of 10, I'm going to give this one, you know, I'm going to be fair, and I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. I think it has great potential. Again, these are my first impressions, so I'm not really sure if they're going to either do a really good job with it or suck. I don't know. 7 out of 10, I think, is a good, high, deserving rank right now. So if you agree or don't, leave in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like and share, guys. I would appreciate that so much. Thank you so much for all the support. And like always, don't be strangers.